Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore. Wait a minute, this music isn't right, the scene isn't right. Hang on. That's more like it. And now it's time for the show for all creatives. Nevermind the Furthermore. Your source for conversation, inspiration, and fun. With your host, Nicholas Anthony Tockert. He's an artist, a writer, a swordsman, and a game designer. He knows how to use the sword and axe in historical battles without anybody getting hurt too much. He's also the Manatee Man, master of marketing. And he may even have a guest or two. One thing, though, to be certain. Just don't call him a cryptid. With that, it's about time for the show. So sit back, enjoy, and have some coffee and chat with us.
Good morning, Nevermorians. I'm your host with the most, Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tockert, coming at you over the airways on WNTF. Nevermind the Furthermore. Bam. Nevermind the Furthermore is brought to you today by sales of the Simple Sword, the Fighting Axe, and the Simple Spear, all part of my ongoing series of Western martial arts manuals, as well as Big Stompy Robots, the tabletop tactics game that's getting a new expansion in 2024, if all goes well, and the novels attached to it. I'm going to do some specials about them later, and of course, Through the Thinning Veil. My short, look guys, this is a fun little book. 7 short stories to chill your spine and make you feel that ooh. As you know, winter isn't keeping us cold enough, let's pull the temperature down with raw, unbridled fear. Now, I have to do one other announcement before I get into the rest of my announcements, and that being, oh yes, bam. I am not actually here, in that this video was recorded prior to the date. So when you're seeing this, I will actually be out somewhere, probably, let's see, about this time of night, day, probably feeding some vampires and then feeding myself. Those of you who know what it's like to go to the doctor know what that's about. I know. Switch my glasses. So, unfortunately, this is Nick from the past reaching out to you in the nebulous future. I really didn't expect that big thing to happen on the news, but friends, it's going to change everything. Now, I want to put shout out, of course, to the good folks over at IndieCD.org. Yes, IndieCD.org, your one-stop shop for the best and the brightest authors, musicians, artists, basically anybody who can create and wants a space that is safe from randomly having your content deleted with no warning and not having to live with the bizarre whims of major billionaires interfering. IndieCD.org is that space. Until the end of the year, folks, it's only $5 for you to join up. You really, really want to join up on this one, folks, because it's going up to 40. And I'll let Joe talk about that in a little bit because, well, he's good at that. But first, my accountability and monologue. As it is only Thursday, last night I did do some minor writing and tweaking, only a few hundred words. I do a lot of my writing on Thursdays, so I expect that to be substantial by the time I get to the glory that is next Monday, where I will be live again. And I know I said there'd be no stream. Guys, do you really expect me, Nick Tockert, freelance author, artist, swordmaster, game designer, retired paranormal consultant, YouTuber, and CEO of White Boot Arms and Artistry, to not serve my loving public? Please, 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 please. You know me better than that. Because we always have to be there for the people we love. And I love each and every one of you, even if I don't know you. If folks can hate irrationally, I can love irrationally, because that's how it works. And I will admit, it is strange not watching the chat fill up. But please, folks, get chatting. Talk about your things and post your links in the chat. Because I want folks to come back to see this video and understand that, yes, indeed, we are still doing what we do. So, aside from that, I've done some art, and I am looking at my wall of doom. I've got several projects that need to be done. So I will be trying to catch up on that with my little bit of downtime today and prep for tomorrow. As I don't know how tomorrow's going to go, I'm kind of in this place where I just have to walk boldly toward the future. And I've been talking about that lately. I know, Indie Creator Con, the IndieCD.con. It's happening in Fowler in February 24th, and 2024, from 10 till 10. Vendors can get in a couple hours early and stay up to an hour late. But, and I know $50 a table is a big ask, but I'm trying to get enough that I can hopefully pay for next year's if this goes well, and not take the hit if it doesn't. But I understand. We already have some great people who've signed up or explained they're going to sign up. So, of course, it will be myself and Amanda, as well as schedules providing Trelena and Joe Bachman and all their wonderful wares. So we should have my games, my books, preferably some on-site art supply, on-site art commissions, as well as probably some BSR tourney demos. We'll see. We're also going to be joined by young artist Alec Martin, who Alex Creations, wonderful, wonderful creator. They're just awesome people. You know them from the chat. Hopefully they're there. We will see further, and this is where it gets interesting, that the mighty, mighty Carl Witzman, and possibly even the beloved Donna Witzman, Donna Carleen, will show up. And of course, I've had a word from Brian K. Morris, and the lovely Cookie could be in attendance as well. So we've got a good spread of authors who actually know what they're doing. We've got some vendors. We have some other people who we're reaching out to try to keep it going and keep it spread. The good people of Fowler are eager for this. We'll be getting some support in the media, so this should be a well-publicized little event. I am eager for it. Now, working on that does sap some of my accountability. I am still planning, and I have 3 more weeks, roughly, to wrap up Haints and Hellfire. I want to wrap up Haints and Hellfire, at least the first draft, completed and in, Manda and Trelena's hands, so that they don't lynch me. As soon as possible. The other things are coming down the pipe. I have some art projects. I am trying to set up to do something truly remarkable. I may use an older project as a test bed to see if it works, but if it does, things will be getting better. I need to revisit some of my put off projects, such as, but not limited to, trying to get my merch set up and trying to get a few of my commissions done. I see the things that are set up, ready to go. I am very happy about that. So, we're looking at the point, it's the end of the year, things are winding down. Tragically, I did miss Krampusnacht for you guys. Not that I wasn't busy. but I did miss it this year in that I didn't get to show it. So because people always ask, what do you mean Krampusnacht? I have to show a very special video I can only show this time of year. Happy Krampusnacht. Stay safe. Anyway, so belated but beloved, I wanted to wish you guys a happy Krampusnacht. Now, I believe I can only run this system to the half-hour mark before the system gives me flack. I'm not sure, but I'm going to try to keep it to that, which is about the length of my extended monologues, which is good because we have a lot to do. It does mean I'm going to pepper some more ads than usual early on than usual because, of course, these people need support, and I want to get some great stuff done. So expect that to happen. But why am I doing this? Well, friends, we're going to talk about accountability. And part of accountability is covering for yourself when you have to be away. Now, I have the most supportive people in the chat in the world. I love you guys incredibly dearly. So I know you guys would let me off and let me have a day off, and I do appreciate it. However, friends, take the easy route. Have you met me? No. We have to keep pushing and driving because somewhere, someone today will need the motivation to realize that, yes, Virginia, you can get off your butt and do it. Yes, you can be an artist. Yes, you can be a author. Yes, you can make the music you want and not to be intimidated. Because right now it seems like the world is really conspiring hard to make it harder on artists. And I understand that. And when I say artists, I include everybody. I want to make that crystal clear. Because being an author, writing is a form of art in the way my mind works. So there you go. You're sculpting the English language, something that is only done by the bravest and the boldest. But just because I'm taking the day off doesn't mean you do. So I expect to see your accountability in the chat. I expect to see you guys like, share, and subscribe to this channel so that when I come back Monday, there are good things ahead. I want to know what you're up to and what your plans for the weekend are. I want to see growth because I believe in you. And you guys can go and you can do just about anything you really want to if you choose to. But the trick is you have to choose to. Now, not people know it, but today, actually, not when you're watching this, is 5 years from two very, very important events in my life. First, it's 5 years from when I signed on my house. I love my house. It is crowded and obviously cluttered, and it needs some repair, but it's mine, and I love it. It's also 5 years to the day that I fell asleep on the road mid-conversation with my lovely wife. And at the time, I thought it was only the exhaustion of everything, of what I had been doing, what we were doing, the fear and stress and everything. Because good, bad, and different, it was an active time. And yes, my voice is a little rough today. I'm not feeling terribly well, but that's okay. I spent the following year, so 2019, basically stuck on the couch. My nerves stopped working. I lost all my energy to function. I couldn't think straight. I was in a very, very dark place, in a very, very bad place. And I still tried to do what I could to promote people and make things happy. And I did a lot more than maybe I should have, but I did it because it was important. And we came, that leads to 2020, that leads to somewhere in there is when I met Brian K. Morris, and my life was changed forever. And eventually led to this lovely program. Because I see a need for it, a need for positivity, a need for hope, a need for some of the best and brightest to have a chance to shine. And I do everything I can to do it. So in the spirit of that, I'm going to run an ad, and then I'll be right back at you. Cindy Koepp is an incredible creator, an incredible person, one of just the best friends I've had the pleasure to make. Huge shout out to Cindy. She sent me some Christmas presents, and now I have presents to look forward to. She's just wonderful people, and that's the thing. If you look through the chat, which I'm sure is still going, I have faith in my audience that that they are out there supporting each other. They're sharing links and chatting and carrying on just a bit. But we're still going. We're still promoting. We're still elevating each other and helping and giving advice. And that's what makes what we do important. Okay? Because we are in very nebulous times. We have been for the last several years, and I don't see it stopping anytime soon. And when we are presented with that, we have two choices. Okay? We can surrender to mundanity. We can say, okay, I'm going to make sure my job is stable. I'm going to pull in real quiet. Make sure I'm not making a lot of noise. Hide and hope this all blows over. And honestly, there's nothing wrong in that. There's no shame in that. It may be necessary for points in your life. But there's some blessed lunatics, you wonderful, wonderful people who are out there in the face of everything, creating and striving. These are the same people who got a foundation built in 2020 because, the big studios put down their pencils. People stopped writing. The professionals went home. And the gifted amateurs, the folks at the bottom trying to make their way up, said, no, we have time now. I'm going to try. I'm going to take my shot. Digital media. Home press. Guys, my first publications were done with the comb binder that's over there and sold out of the back of my car or at a little tiny half a size booth. We start, but look at where we are now. I have about a dozen publications up last time I checked. I haven't really checked lately. I'm planning to, maybe have half that number again by the end of 2024. Give or take. It depends on how some game design stuff goes. But it's a plan. And it is progress. And even if I only get one thing done all year, that is a major success. Because once again, we have one opponent. And friends, I have been our opponent. I've been the guy stuck on the couch. Hands shaking so bad I can't hold my drinks. Legs so weak that going to go make my way to the bathroom was a challenge. And I know people who, because of the exhaustion of life, are willingly walking into that lifestyle. Just sit, be entertained, don't move, sleep. And it is appealing to some. But I will tell you, it is not something you want. It is a dark, lonely, at times loathsome place if that's all you do. Now, if you have to do it medically, it sucks, but you do it medically. But I know, again, they'd be in the chat right now. Kelly Austin, Don Dulos, a few others that I won't name out of credit, a couple who spring to mind, I forget, are recently deceased. But these people carry, Cindy Koepp actually, carry invisible, unseen conditions that severely limit their capabilities. I do. Seen and unseen. Anybody who's seen me walk across a parking lot on a cold day knows exactly how bad I can get. But I'm still doing. And you know what? If you're watching this, odds are you're still doing or you're about to make that jump. And I want you to know from the bottom of my black little heart, I believe in you. I support you. I support you because you guys are great people. You know, Carl and Donna and Joe Bachman. You want to talk a guy who's done everything. This guy's gone from being an Uber driver and driving a snowplow for the state to incredible IT jobs to being a player in the construction field and bringing his lovely little wife along with him. Who, you know, she had the displeasure of working with me at the now defunct Al Supermarket in lovely South Haven, Indiana, which there are stories. Maybe Through the Thinning Veil, Volume 2. Anyway, because I would never do a Volume 2. Not me. But they ascended. You see what I mean? And you know, we look at the people who make billions and millions and they're famous and, you know, don't even worry about that. Don't worry about where you will end up. Guys, we are limited in our comprehension. The past is fading memories, unreachable. The future is foggy like a dream and unknowable. All we have is right now and planning that next step. What's your next step going to be? Are you going to hydrate? Are you going to maybe take a walk? Maybe you'll write that story down that you've been thinking about. People, what do I need to write? You need a word processor. If you don't have one of those, you need a little stick of graphite and some lined paper or blank paper. Jot it down. Most of Haints and Hellfire has been written on my phone. Because if you have time, guys, if you have time to write long-winded Facebook arguments, if you have time to sit and watch idiotic videos, and anybody who knows me knows I love a good idiotic video, you have time to create. Even if it's a word a day, even if it's a sentence a day, even if it's just scraps of ideas. You put them in a file you have access to. You back it up a few places, because I've lost a few things. And then, my beloved, blessed lunatics, then you go to something like Draft to Digital, or you go to KDP, or Lulu.com, or any of these slews. You sign up, you set up, and you take your story, and you do something with it. Now, I prefer that you get it read by somebody who can help. I prefer you go somewhere and get a hold of an editor or the proofreader. And people like tell me, well, I don't know where to find those. I don't have industry connections. And I understand that. That's why IndieCD exists. It's almost like Joe Bachman saw a problem and went, I can solve this. And you can. You can solve this. You can make this happen. And maybe you'll only sell a book. Maybe you'll be the next big guy. But what happens is if you don't get off the couch, if you don't put down the phone that's distracting you for a little while, I'm not saying give it all up. I'm not a nut job. Well, maybe I'm saying take a little time. Take a minute. Take a half hour a day. And just work on something. Draw or art or work on the music you used to play that you gave up. Because the world will try to take the beauty from your life. Because a certain group of people are kept in power and they are kept in wealth. Literally by systems designed to suck the life out of you. And I can't abide that. Now, I am not the kind to get angry and promote violence or anything like that. That's not how anything changes. That's how they say it changes. And what happens is whoever's in the big seat gets bumped off. Somebody else gets in the big seat, and the same thing happens. That's no good. And they know how to deal with that. What they can't handle is defiance. What they can't handle is being just illogical enough to pay a little bit more to buy something from the small guy than buy from the big mass-produced guy. To plant something in your own yard, your own property, a windowsill, even if it's just one thing, doing something that makes you independent matters. It's what lets you be free to be you. Because all of you, it's stories. However they manifest, in story, in song, in images, in comics, in operas. I don't know. I don't know what's in your heart. But I believe in the value of what's in there. I believe in the hope that lies in you. And I hope, dear friends, that you can have the courage, the fortitude, fortify, what a great term, to seek that out in yourself and build it up in others. I'm not a rich man. I'm not a powerful man. I'm not a famous man. Odds are very good I will be forgotten by the annals of history. And any changes I make from the big scope simply do not matter. But if I can do this and give one person a boost up to the next level, one person that steadying hand on the back while they're going up those stairs, one person the hope to stick around one more day, to give it one more shot, to write one more word, just to put one more note in the song, the melody of your life, then my work has value because you have value. You are important and beloved. And it can be hard this time of year to remember that. It hits us all a little different. But you guys, each and every one of you, guys, gals, whatever, have a unique chance to change the world by little measure. And if we get enough of these little measures, if we get enough small acts of goodness and hope and light, it will angle the flow of fate like a rock cast into a stream. We throw enough pebbles into this stream, into this river of history, we can turn it. Not with hate, not with violence, not with rage and fury, but with passion, with love, with intellect, with understanding. And now, friends, I have to go because I'm almost out of time. So keep writing, keep drawing, because you can always edit it, you can always fix it, but you can't edit a blank page. I love you, and you should too. See you Monday morning for the next episode of Nevermind the Furthermore.